Should we be surprised? Look at this. Should we be surprised? It reads here, racism row as French doctors suggest virus vaccines tested in Africa. Now, remember how some of these panel experts a few weeks ago were baffled as to how the coronavirus is not ravishing Africa? I was watching a Young Pharaoh video yesterday, and he was talking about how the vaccines will actually have the virus in it, you know, and he was explaining the whole connection with the 5G, making you feel like you're sick, and then you'll have to go to the hospital, and then they'll administer the virus, not the virus, the vaccine, which will have the virus in it. You'll have to watch his video. He'll explain it better. But I mentioned Young Pharaoh because for years we've seen how they have put viruses and diseases in Africa, and then, you know, consider the people dirty and filthy and all types of stuff. So if the virus is really, or if they're gonna put the virus in the vaccines, then it's safe to say that, you know, they're trying to put the virus in Africans. Anyway, let's read. Two doctors spark criticism for discussing in a TV show the idea of testing a vaccine for the coronavirus in Africa. Two French doctors have been accused of racism for suggesting that a potential vaccine for coronavirus should first be tested on people in Africa. This thing is just... The comments were made on the French television channel LCI during a discussion on Wednesday about COVID-19 trials set to be launched in Europe and Australia to see if the BCG tuberculosis vaccine could be used to treat the virus. It may be provocative. Should we not do this study in Africa where there is no mask, where there are no masks, no treatment or intensive care? A little bit like it's been done for certain AIDS studies, where among prostitutes we tried things because we know that they are highly exposed and don't protect themselves, said Jean-Paul Mira, head of the intensive care unit at the Cochin Hospital in France. Camille Lott, researcher director at France's National Health Institute, INSERM, agreed. You are right. And by the way, we are thinking of in parallel about a study in Africa using the same approach. Can you guys believe this nonsense? Didier Drogba tweeted. For those of you who don't know who Didier Drogba is, he's a soccer star who used to play for Chelsea, which is my favorite team in England. And he represents his country in the World Cup, Ivory Coast, or Cote d'Ivoire or something like that. Didier Drogba tweeted, "It is totally inconceivable. We keep on cautioning this. Africa isn't a testing lab. I would like to vividly denounce these demeaning, false, and most of all deeply racist words. Helps us save Africa with the current ongoing COVID and flatten the curve." Well, it should be help us, not helps. I don't know what he was saying there. It did not take long for the backlash to begin on social media. Africa isn't a testing lab. Ivorian professional football player Didier Drogba, who used to play for Chelsea, wrote on Twitter. Oh yeah, he's just they're just repeating what he said on Twitter. But anyway, this is just disgusting. But can we expect anything better from certain white folks? I'm assuming they're white. That's what I'm assuming. You know, I should Google this John Paul mirror image guy. Let me see. Well, I'll do that later. But I've said this before, that I've noticed that the coronavirus has been destroying people who were past colonizers of black folks. Yes. People who were past colonizers or people who tried to colonize an African nation. Italy tried to colonize Ethiopia. I mentioned this in a video I did before. Could it be the Mosai reversing their sinister plans on them? It could be. I don't know. But this right here is just disgusting. This right here is disgusting. And they've been doing it for years. Remember they were testing the syphilis thing on the Tuskegee Airmen? Maybe when the Chick V was in Jamaica and the Caribbean was probably a testing ground for them. And that's how they see us black people, as lab rats. Anyway, I'm out, y'all. Peace.